Why has search for MH370 reopened after 11 years? Air crash investigation explained. MH370 search. Why search for Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 reopened in 2025 and briefly suspended the devastating air crash and the subsequent investigations explained. The disappearance of the Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 has been one of the most frustrating disasters in the aviation history. The search for the missing aircraft that disappeared on March 8, 2014 was suspended back in 2017 only to be reopened this year. The Boeing 777 plane was originally scheduled from Malaysia's Kuala Lumpur International Airport to Beijing Capital International Airport in China before it vanished from radar shortly after taking off. There were 239 souls on board. Frustratingly for the aviation community, the search for the doomed plane has once again been suspended. But the Malaysian Transport Minister Anthony Loke confirmed the decision and said that it is not the season for deep-sea operations. They have stopped the operation for the time being. They will resume the search at the end of this year. Right now, it's not the season, Loke told news agency AFP. The decision comes just weeks after officials announced that the search for the missing flight had restarted. Ocean Infinity, a marine exploration company based in the UK and the US, is heading the latest search. The company had earlier conducted a mission in 2018 which ended without results. That search was carried out on a no-find, no-fee basis. This year as well, the company will conduct the searches under the same principle. It means that the Malaysian government will pay the company only if the wreckage is found and confirmed. The latest contract is for 18 months and the company will receive 70 million if the mission is successful. The current search will cover around 15,000 square kilometers in the southern Indian Ocean. The new search is based on data including satellite signals and disrupted radio transmissions. Kuala Lumpur found to be credible, as per the Independent. Nanan flight MH370 was a Boeing 777-200 aircraft that left Kuala Lumpur at 12:41 am on March 8, 2014. The Guardian reported. It was headed for Beijing and had 227 passengers and 12 crew members on board. Less than 40 minutes after takeoff, the plane lost contact with air traffic control. According to a report by the BBC, flight MH370 vanished while transitioning between Malaysian and Vietnamese airspace, abruptly cutting off all communication with air traffic control. The aircraft was scheduled to land in Beijing at around 6:30 am but never arrived. Nanan the independent sighting marine tracking websites reported that Ocean Infinity's deep-water support vessel Armada 7806 had arrived at the new search zone in the Indian Ocean in February. The team began using underwater vehicles called AUVs, autonomous underwater vehicles, to scan the ocean floor. These machines can go as deep as 6 kilometers and are controlled through a satellite link from Ocean Infinity's center in Southampton, UK. The search is focused on 4 areas that experts believe could be where the plane crashed. The AUVs being used now are much more advanced than those used in 2018. The new ones can stay underwater for up to 4 days, which is twice as long as the older models. Also read scientists propose sea explosions to locate final resting place of missing Malaysian MH370 flight. Nanan before Ocean Infinity took over, a large search operation was led by Australia. It went on for 3 years and ended in January 2017. During that time, teams searched around 120,000 square kilometers in the Indian Ocean. But despite the massive effort, they hardly found any trace of the plane, with only some pieces of debris picked up. Nanan even after 11 years, families of the passengers on board MH370 are still hoping for answers. Last month, on the 11th anniversary of the plane's disappearance, relatives of Chinese passengers gathered in Beijing. They stood outside government buildings and the Malaysian embassy and demanded action. Some held up placards that read, "When will the 11 years of waiting and torment end?" Others shouted, "Give us back our loved ones." Most of the passengers on the flight were from China. Others came from Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia, and a few other countries. Nanan there are still no definitive answers as to why MH370 deviated from its planned route. One widely discussed theory suggests that the pilot, Zahari Ahmad Shah, may have deliberately altered the course. Investigators discovered a flight simulator at his home that included a route similar to the one the aircraft is believed to have taken into the southern Indian Ocean. A report, 495 pages long, released in 2018, said that the plane's route was changed by someone inside the cockpit. It also pointed out that there were some mistakes made by air traffic control. However, the report could not explain why the plane disappeared. It also did not rule out the idea that someone other than the pilots may have taken control of the plane. Over the years, there have been many theories shared about the plane's disappearance. Some believe it may have been shot down or secretly taken by a government agency because it was carrying sensitive cargo or an important passenger. Nan.